Are there parts of your personality that you hate? Do you hate the way you overreact to situations? Do you get too angry too quickly and wish you had more self-control? Or do you worry too much and wish you could somehow get control over that? Do you ask yourself, why do I react this way? What's wrong with me? Or do you have habits or addictions that you're ashamed of but you just can't get any control over? Well, we all struggle in these areas, so I know that you've had this experience. And I bet you've tried to change, and you've tried and failed and tried and failed, and many of you have just given up saying, this is permanent, there's nothing I can do about it. Well, I've got good news for you today, because if you want to change, that desire has come from Jesus. And so if He's put that desire into your heart, then He wants to help you change. And today I want to give you some tools so that you actually can come out of that frustration and change. Now, the reason you overreact to a situation is because what's in front of you in the present is triggering a pain in your distant past. You see, this pain comes from your emotional baggage. Your emotional baggage contains all the painful memories of everything that's ever happened to you in your past and the conclusions that you made about those events. So when something happens in the present that has some reminder of something very similar that was painful in the past, your overreaction is actually reacting to the past pain, not the present problem. And that's why it's out of proportion, because you're reacting to something in the past. And so the way you stop these habits and the way you stop the overreaction is you have to deal with the pain of the past, not just try to control your responses. And so how do you do that? Well, the way you empty baggage is when you're in a quiet time with Jesus, you ask Him, why do I react this way? What happened in the past? What was the painful memory that I'm reacting to? What were the lies that I believed about that event that keeps me in turmoil? And who do I need to forgive? Because there's always someone to forgive. Someone who did something to you, or even you forgive yourself for your own actions. And when you take these steps, the pain in your past can dissolve. And if you have habits or addictions, you need to ask Jesus these questions. Why do I need this habit? What is it doing for me? What pain is it covering up? And what lie am I believing that keeps me doing it repeatedly? And when you take these steps, you can actually move to freedom. And you see, this is all good news because Jesus wants to set you free. He wants to renew your mind. Remember, He's the one who put that desire inside you. So ask these questions on your own. But if you find you're not making progress by just having this personal conversation with Jesus, then go and talk to a Christian counselor. Because there are many strongholds that we have and habits that we can't break that we need extra help. So talk to a Christian counselor. They can accelerate this recovery process. But if you're still not making progress with the counselor, then you may have spiritual strongholds and you may need to learn some techniques of spiritual warfare. So I've studied this, and I have 3 videos that I created to teach people how to pray with authority and break strongholds. And so I've put a link below this video to my 3 videos on this subject. But also you may find Neil Anderson's book, The Bondage Breaker, to be extremely helpful. I've led many of my patients and clients through that book, and they've had tremendous relief. So don't give up. Don't just give in and say, I can't do anything about it. Because Jesus put this desire in your heart. He's standing beside you right now, offering to help and waiting for your permission. So ask Him the questions that I just explained to you. Pay attention to the thoughts that He puts into your mind, the memories that He triggers, that He wants to heal. And you can walk to freedom. You don't have to stay in these habits and these reactions that you hate. Jesus wants to set you free. He wants to renew your mind. That's what's in Romans 12:2. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind, and He can't wait to help you. Give Him permission. And now I want to hear from you. Have you overcome habits or overreactions and had success because God's walked you through that? If you have, we want to hear your story. So leave your testimony in the box below this video because it will encourage other people who are just starting the transformation process. And if this is your first visit here, you need to get my free self-assessment guide. And to do that, just subscribe to my weekly email newsletter by filling out the subscription form, which you can access by clicking on the link below this video. Join the transformation movement. And I'll talk to you again next week. But this week, ask God, why do I react this way? And how can I be healed from it.